reinventing yourself after loss, or stepping into a new season with purpose. You are not alone. I'm your host, Zaiba Hasan, and today I'm joined by a truly inspirational woman whose story is rooted in compassion, faith, and transformation. Ambreen Rizvi is the founder of the Brigade of Mercy, a nonprofit that brings aid, dignity, and hope to widows, orphans, and displaced women all across the globe. Today we're exploring how serving others can actually become a powerful path to self-discovery and healing. Because sometimes the way back to ourselves starts with lifting someone else. Ambreen, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm a big fan of your organization. So let's start talking right now. What is your journey into service? How did it begin? And I know it started with a personal loss story.
Yeah, absolutely. So a few years ago, I went for my physical, thinking, oh, another boring physical. And we discovered that I had thyroid cancer. And so I had to go through surgery. There was no chemo. Thank God it was caught at an easy time, earlier in time. And but when I woke up, I was just very disoriented.
Yeah.
And I did not know what to do anymore, because I was very focused on my career, raising the daughters with my husband and everything. And I just felt that there was a message out there that was telling me to change my life around. Mm-hmm. And when I found out what that was, 2 years down the road, through a journey of soul searching, it turned out that I wanted to give back to the community.
I absolutely love that. Like, it was one of those things where you feel lost or you're unsure of your purpose, and now all of a sudden you're like, I need to start serving somebody else. So this is kind of the beginning of the Brigade of Mercy,
Yes.
which is your nonprofit organization. So what have you learned in your about resilience and healing from the amazing people that you've served through the Brigade of Mercy?
It's really their resilience, and really makes you become a very humble person when you actually are on the ground helping people. For example,
100%.
I was there when the Afghan refugees 3 years ago were coming, and I was receiving them at one of the hotels, and just seeing those people, those children, those women, those men, barely with any clothing on, no shoes on, and really looking at you like, please help us. With such dignity and so humility. I also was visiting a shelter one time, and this homeless person said, I used to look and dress just like you a few years ago.
Wow, that's impactful.
Yeah, that was really close to my heart when I heard something like that. So
that's terrible.
It's really like the stories and how you connect with these people.
I absolutely love that. For somebody that's watching right now who feels broken, who feels directionless, who got a cancer diagnosis, which you did, what is one small way that they can start beginning serving somebody else and start helping themselves to get them towards that healing process?
I think that's a great question, Zaiba. The first thing I think is help a person in need, and it can just be as close as a family member.
Yes.
Or a neighbor.
Yes.
Right? So everyone needs help, and everyone has a story. Mm-hmm. We don't necessarily know what's happening inside of people, but there's so much need to just do a generous act. We can be just as simple as preparing a meal for somebody who's sick, checking on somebody who needs help because suddenly they're a single mom and they need help with their children, or just volunteering with local nonprofits such as the Brigade of Mercy, coming and help us pack food, mm-hmm. Put backpacks together, or just giving back. It can be as simple as just making a meal or calling someone.
I 100% believe that, because sometimes service starts within your own home.
Absolutely.
And that's ultimately the greatest lesson that you're giving us today.
Yes.
Ambreen, I just want to thank you for reminding us that service doesn't just help others, it can kind of heal us as well.
Absolutely.
Your story is such a powerful testament to the fact that even during our hardest, scariest moments, we can still choose purpose.
Yes.
Before we go on, could you tell everybody where they can visit you and learn a little bit more about Brigade of Mercy?
Absolutely. We have a website called brigadeofmercy.org, and we're also on social media at Brigade of Mercy on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
I love that. And for our viewers watching, if you're feeling stuck, if you're wondering what's next, You can start with kindness. You can start with service. You can start by visiting brigadeofmercy.org to learn more about Ambreen's incredible work and consider how you might give back, whether it's across the world or right within your own home. And remember, life doesn't end at 40, it's just the beginning. We're going to see you next time on Emerge and Thrive, and thank you.